Good afternoon, everyone. I, Syed Faisal, stand before you to express my points on this topic, intelligence coefficient. Quotient. What is intelligent quotient? Intelligent quotient measures how smart someone is compared to others. Okay, how this person is smarter than this person. This is the tool to measure this thing. It is important because it helps in understanding person conjugative abilities. Means a person's ability of his mathematics, science, and technology. In this field, IQ is important. Emotional quotient, uh, the topic is dependent on intelligent quotient because having mere emotions won't help in making it to success. Only emotional quotient won't allow us to get a successful life. IQ is also important. The reason IQ is important is all the animals also have some kind of emotions, but only humans have intelligence. This thing only makes difference between the animal and the human being. Without intelligence, they end up fighting and they end up beating each other. All the greatest inventions in worlds is done because of intelligence, IQ only. Only with emotional intelligence you can develop one of yourself only, not for the society. IQ is required because uh, this world is growing day by day, and with emotional intelligence we go to past only, like 1,000 years before, 500 years before. All the greatest scientists which we know today, like Newton, like Einstein, like Aryabhatta, like APJ Abdul Kalam, everyone has one thing in common, that is IQ. And we aspirants also, we need IQ to clear this exam because smart work is necessary. And with the emotional intelligence it will help some sort in GS4 paper, not in every paper. For clearing exams like prelims and mains, other papers, we need intelligence coefficient. So I end up here. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Very good afternoon to everyone. Myself Shashavali, and I'm here to tell you about the two intelligence. One is IQ and EQ, which stands for intelligence quotient, and EQ stands for the emotional quotient. And I am here to tell you on the topic of EQ, which stands for emotional quotient. It is the ability to identify and manage your own emotions and behavior, how you behave with the people and how you interact to the people with what kind of emotions when you communicate. And the EQ, emotional quotient, acts to behave as people in such conditions. It leads us to communicate in a manner to the person to whom you are speaking. If the person is in a sad mode, then you automatically adapt the behavior of uh, mm, consoling the person who is in a such a sad manner. Or if a person is in a happy mode, then you adapt the emotion of a happiness and you share the happiness to each other. And emotion quotient is a thing which you share with the people while interacting to each others. Some emotion quotients which includes as understanding emotions, like while you speaking you understand the emotion of people whenever you speak to whoever you are. And communicating, when you communicate to each other, you get to know the what kind of emotions should be used when you communicate to the persons. And the one major important role of emotion quotient is being used in a decision making. When you take any kind of decision, you use the emotion quotients. Like if you're thinking, you practically you show that you are thinking and you show the emotion of thinking. And while you taking some decisions, you also ask to the people to whom you are. And the the most of the leaders should have this quality to understand the emotions of their employees, to make them aggressive and make them to and understand the feelings of employees, uh, and provide them a good friendship with them and make them to lead for the further work. Thank you.
IQ. IQ stands for intelligent quotient. Intelligent quotient means it is a measure of reasoning ability of a person. In short, uh, it supports that how a person uses his information or logic to answer questions or make predictions. Like this word first was it was used by uh, Alfred Binet in 1912. First, this IQ test was first uh, was done by William Stern. There are some elements they used while doing test, like verbal comprehension, uh, working memory, processing speed, and information. There are some effects of this IQ. It affects in education, as we have, if we have high level of IQ, then it will help in our education, as like greatest persons like Albert Einstein was having 160 to 190 number of IQ. uh, During World War One, IQ test was used to know which person is able to a specific position or a level. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to say something about emotional intelligence. First of all, what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence, in general, is understanding own emotions and others' emotions and regulating and managing. It is general meaning of what is emotional intelligence. Okay, there are some elements about elements in emotional intelligence which are given by Daniel Coleman. One, self awareness. What is self awareness? Getting know about ourselves, what we are, and how our emotions work. It is about knowing about our emotions is self awareness. Okay, and next comes self regulation, regulating our own emotions. It is self regulation. And third, internal motivation. What is internal motivation? Something which drives us to achieve our goals, achievements, and whatever you are aiming for. That is internal motivation. And next comes empathy. Empathy is thing, it is understanding your own emotions, and along with that, understanding others' feelings and emotions, how they feel, and putting putting yourself into their shoes and thinking how they are feeling, and thinking things on different angle and others point of view. That is what empathy. And next comes last point, last element, uh, social skill. What is social skill? Using empathy and balancing them to balancing empathy and your emotions with others, to meet each other's needs and requirements. This is all about the elements of emotional intelligence which are given by Daniel Coleman. Okay. Hmm. How emotions, how this emotional intelligence helps us. Faisal bhai told about emotion intelligence quotient, and he told something and something. Emotional intelligence works. Take for example, an aspirant, UPSC aspirant. How it will works before examination and after examination. Now prelims is coming near. Some aspirants are here and they are thinking about, I have not covered our whole syllabus, and I don't know whether I clear or not. Some one will think ki, yeah, I know something, and I know something general superficial knowledge, and I can manage with that, and I can clear. You will think like that, and others will think like, I don't know, I have not studied, and they'll start fearing, and they'll take stress, and they end up failing in prelims. And after examination, in examination, how emotional intelligence works. When some people are weak in CSAT like me, and they will go to give exam CSAT. While giving CSAT exam, they'll think, they'll start solving CSAT paper. First 10 comes, they'll face with difficulties which they don't know. And if you have good emotional intelligence, they will think, yeah, ho gaya. I mean, it's okay. 10 questions, I don't know, I can manage with the rest of the question. If he thinks like that, he can qualify. If he don't think like that, he'll end up failing. So to sum up, rule your feelings, lest your feelings will rule you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mohammad Shahid from BF first year. So today I would like to speak about emotional quotient. First of all, as a few of my teammates have already introduced the topic of emotional quotient, what does it mean? Which is simply defined as the ability to understand and manage your own emotions as well as the emotions about the people surrounding you. So it is important to have emotions of yours and even to know about the emotions of the opposite person who is with you. I would like to keep a few important points about emotional quotient. Firstly, I would like to tell that high level of EQ uh, impacts. High level of EQ has a higher level of impact in success rather than other factors. How, um, for example, many people are of the opinion that only IQ is that which gives them job, but actually it is IQ which contributes only 20% for the job, but it is the EQ which contributes 80% of the job, because if there is no EQ, there is no teamwork. As you are in the job, you'll be in a group, you need teamwork, because your emotion should match with the person of another person who is in your team. So 20% of IQ is only required, but 80% of, so as in teamwork, we need a good EQ for leading the group, as well as because when we work in group, we come up with different ideas. So your emotions should match with the person who is in your team, or else it will end up with conflicts. And the second important of EQ, which I would like to tell, is the delay of gratification, which leads to future success. Nowadays, I would like to share an example. Today's at a present generation of human tendency is like they don't wait for future profits. They depend upon whatever they get at present. They live in the present. They don't lead or have patience for the future. We also see in share markets how if a person invests, he'll when he checks his shares, how is it improving, increasing or decreasing. If he just see a small bit of increase in his shares, he'll start withdrawing that. I would like to take example of Ambani brothers. How Anil Ambani, who was having a lot of wealth compared to Mukesh Ambani, but lack of EQ, that is emotional quotient, he couldn't move further. But this other side, Mukesh Ambani had very good EQ, so he was patient, and he was focused about future, that he would get good profit in the future. So due to his EQ, now he is one of the richest man in the world. I would like to share another important of higher EQ leads to healthy relationship with others. So as some of my counterparts have told that IS officers. So IS officers, due to their IQ, in this healthy relationship with others, when an IS officer who interact with people, just because of IQ, he can't solve the problems of the people in his district. He needs EQ because he should understand the emotions of the people, what kind of sufferings they are suffering, what kind of pain they are having. Just by EQ, he can't solve the problem, because due to his emotions, if he's having emotions, he'll know the emotions of the other person who is interacting with him. So by this, I would like to conclude that emotions can get you in the way or get you on the way. Thank you.
Everyone, as my partners explicitly talked about the meaning of the emotional quotient, also with the connotations with its advantages. So I am Hudayf Maniyar from BFF SEM. I would like to take the lead by talking about the essence of this emotional quotient in order to support our motion. And the motion is emotional quotient is more important than intelligent quotient. So we can track the evidence not only now but from history also, that there were at the time of the kingdoms and the empires, we can trace this example that EQ was more important than the IQ. Best exemplary example we can take is from the Alexander the Great, who fought with the Darius III and defeated the army of 250,000, though having just 50,000 of army, with the help of his great emotional quotient. And now let us move on to the early modern era, which starts from 1500 to 800 AD, where we can also find evidence of proving that the EQ have far more big implications than the intelligent quotient. And that is, we can talk about the Renaissance. A type of Renaissance, it was the struggle between the church and the Renaissance leader. And that results in the rebirth of European culture, artistic, and their economic rebirth. So now we can also come to this era. We all know that the level of competitive exams in this era, it just not only requires the emotional intelligence, but also the it doesn't only require intelligence quotient, but also emotional quotient. As we have seen, it's very important. It plays very important role in order to make a person successful in this era. So now I would like to conclude by saying that lion is the king of jungle, though he is not biggest, smartest and strongest, but because of its confidence and attitude. In the same way, it follows in this life that EQ, essence of EQ is just not important, but it is a need in order to rule this urban jungle.